Hey, what's going on, people? This is Sean Scott, and I decided to do a quick video to address the whole pyramid scheme concern that people have, and I wanted to go ahead and basically show that most people don't know what they're talking about when they say pyramid scheme. They hear it in the media, and then they just decide that they going to use it as an excuse or try to discredit our industry by using a pyramid scheme as an excuse. Well, what I'm gonna do, since law enforcement is my background, is I'm going to use the police department pyramid to illustrate how it doesn't matter what you do, where you work at. I challenge anybody to tell me that they're not part of a pyramid. Pyramid is basically it's totally legal. It's designed that way because we need structure. In law enforcement, we call it the chain of command. But let's go deeper into how this works. Basically, what you have in the law enforcement pyramid is at the bottom of the totem pole is the patrol officer. They're the ones that gives you the tickets and runs around and chase people throughout the community. They're the ones in the uniforms and the marked cars primarily. And they make the lease. That wasn't supposed to happen. But anyhow, after the patrol officer, there is the sergeant of patrol. He falls into the category of supervisor, and then after him is the lieutenant. And keep in mind that the sergeant makes more than a patrol officer, and then the lieutenant makes more than the sergeant. As we go further up, we find the captain, who supervises everyone under the captain. All of those are supervised under the captain, and the captain makes more than the lieutenant. Then over the captain, we'll find the major, and the major also makes more than the captain. And the further we go up, we get to the assistant chief. Now, the assistant chief falls into admin, and I should have said that earlier, but actually the lieutenant and up is considered admin. And basically between lieutenant and major, that's admin. But anyhow, the assistant chief makes more than the major. And then finally, you have the chief of police, or the director, who makes more than everybody. Now, what is this telling you? The patrol officer will never make as much as the sergeant. The sergeant will never make as much as the lieutenant. The lieutenant will never make as much as the captain, so forth and so on. And ultimately, the chief, nobody will make more than the chief. He's at the top of the pyramid or the food chain. So basically, what am I saying? What is this illustration basically saying to you? This illustration is saying that that's how business works. That's how life is. There is a chain of command no matter where you go. Within your home, there's a chain of command. If you have a sound, healthy structure in your home, from the youngest child to the oldest child, and mother and father and what have you, we all follow some type of pyramid. Even when it comes to the food pyramid that we have lived by, since we've been on this earth. And my question is, do you have a problem with it? But we'll get to that problem in a minute. So this is the pyramid chain of command with the police department. Let's go further. The bottom line is the person that makes the most money is the person that adds the most value. So the reason why someone makes more than somebody else is because they offer more value than the next person. And we're not talking about personal value, we're talking about corporate value. There's a difference between corporate value and personal value. Personal value is that value that your mother told you you had. You're so precious, you're so valuable. That's personal. And then you have corporate value, and that is the value that you bring to the marketplace. Your boss only cares about his bottom line, and he wants to know, what are you bringing to the table that's going to help me make more money? So the more value you provide, the more money you're going to make. So that's why a pyramid is designed the way it's designed. You're not going to make more than the person over you, and you're never going to make more than the person that runs the company. Now let's talk about an illegal pyramid, okay? Because there is a such thing as an illegal pyramid. All right, so what is an illegal pyramid? Now this is the one that you guys are actually talking about, but you just don't know how to explain it. Basically, an illegal pyramid, better known as a pyramid scheme, occurs when money is exchanged, but there is no legitimate product or service provided. Now, when that happens, now you're in trouble. And there was this thing that I saw online, and it's been around for a while. I don't know if they still do it, but it was called cash gifting. And basically, you would put money in an envelope and send it to somebody, who would then in return send it to somebody else, and it would just float all over the place. And and people would go to their PO boxes and pick up money orders in cash. Most of the time, it was straight cash. And basically, it ultimately went to the top and those people at the top made all that money, but they made it illegally. There was no product or service provided, so you cannot do that. That's when that's what you call a pyramid scheme, an illegal pyramid scheme. But the bottom line, when it comes to a pyramid, we are all involved. If you work somewhere, you're involved in a pyramid. All right, so what have we learned about a pyramid? Basically, every job is a pyramid. It doesn't matter how many employees you have. If you work somewhere where there's two people, it doesn't matter. One of them is going to make more than the other. So one of them is going to be an assistant to the other, or one of them is going to be an employee. The other one is going to be the owner of the business, and the owner of the business will make the most money. So it doesn't matter what type of job you have. Okay, whether you're in sales, whether you are a doctor or a construction worker, it really doesn't matter. Every job is a pyramid. You're always going to have somebody who makes more over somebody over you that makes more than you, and so forth and so on, all the way up to the top of the organization or the company. And basically that's it. So next time somebody asks you, is whatever you're doing, is it a pyramid? Then just basically make reference to their work, because I don't care what it is that they do, they're involved in a pyramid. Most people just didn't know that. So once again, this is an explanation of what a pyramid actually is, and versus an illegal pyramid scheme. All right, so get out there and let's make some money. If you haven't already joined with me and my team, I suggest you go ahead and do so. Somewhere on this page, there is a link that you can click to go ahead and sign up and get with Empower Network. We're moving at a fast pace, and get in while the getting is good. And I'll see you at the top. Sean Scott, later.